Oh, what'd you guys think about those monsters? Do you guys like monsters? I love monsters. Well, welcome to Explore Travel TV. My name is David L. Peters, and this is another episode of Explore Vegas. Well, again, we are just outside of Vegas. Actually, a short 25 miles, which is about 30 minutes off the Las Vegas Strip. You can come to Boulder City, which is actually on the way to the Hoover Dam. You're gonna bypass this place right here, Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. Now, we get a chance to go inside, and actually I got a chance to talk with Tom, and we talk about who he is and what he's done in the past. He's actually been a makeup artist and special effect artist for a long, long time, and he's worked on some great films. So I'm excited to go into the Monster Museum here in Boulder City. Let's go create some monsters. But hey, by the way, right now it's still during this, virusy kind of thing time, and we have to wear masks. So be sure to put your masks on, and we can go inside. So let me get mine. All right, let's go in and take a look. Oops. Okay, now we have a chance to talk to Tom Devlin. Tom, thank you so much for letting us come into your place and check it out and give it a talk to you and talk to our fans and all that stuff. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, the place you got here, how it all started, and do your spiel.
So I'm Tom Devlin. I've been a working makeup effects artist for 20 years now. Got my start in Hollywood and was there for about 15 years. And I've worked on everything from the highest budget to the smallest minuscule budgets that you can imagine. And I got to the point where I wanted to raise kids, and we were done with Los Angeles, so we moved out here to Boulder City, Nevada, and opened this building and started building a museum. And the museum is here to preserve the art and history of practical makeup effects, everything rubber. So I've hand sculpted and handcrafted everything within the museum. Mm-hmm. There are some items in the storefront, like this spider gremlin here. This is an actual screen used original from Gremlins 2.
Nice.
It's on loan to us, but everything within that museum is my own personal artwork. So it's somewhere between an art gallery and a wax museum, but there is history and information sprinkled throughout the entire thing. So it is an educational experience in why practical effects are responsible for some of the most memorable characters that we've ever come to see.
Yeah, no, a lot of things are CGI and all that stuff. But
yeah, and there's a place for CGI, and there is a great meld you'll see like Guillermo del Toro do with stuff like Pan's Labyrinth, where he melds CGI with practical effects. But what I really represent here is the handcrafted sculptures, mold making, and hand-created items. So everything from back in the silent era all the way up to modern day.
That's awesome. Yeah. And like you said, and I've watched some other videos of your place. That's why I'm really excited to be here, that you actually have some things in there that were used on set, on movies and things like that.
Yeah, I definitely have stuff from my career when it comes to monsters and creatures, the puppet master figures, things like that. Yeah. I have a lot of stuff from everything that's behind the glass wall is all from my personal career. And we are always changing and always adding stuff. There's so much that we have a small space, so we're always changing things up, rerouting it, adding new exhibits and whatnot.
Okay, so if you've been here before, you got to come back again because things may have changed.
Oh, every other month or so, we're adding and changing. And
cool. Now, and I'm sure you get this question asked the most. What is your favorite creature or creation that you've done?
That's the toughest question ever.
You've done a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a character called Lo. He's not even represented in the museum. He was a demon. It was for a romantic comedy with demons called Lo. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my favorite characters. The Ouija's from Ouija's Halloween Night, I love those guys. Mm-hmm. They're very similar to like Ghoulies, like cousins of Ghoulies. Nice. So, and yeah, I mean, as far as my body of work goes, there's stuff that we don't talk about here, which is when I worked for other companies, and I worked on really big stuff like Terminator 3 and Red Dragon and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
And that's some of my favorite work I ever did. So it's just very hard to compare that to the Sand Squatch or something.
Some of the B movies. So,
Yeah.
Now, the special effects and practical effects are still being used today.
Of course, yeah.
And the art of what you do. And I understand you actually teach a class where people can learn how to do this. Can you tell us a little bit about your class?
Here at the museum, we run the Academy of Makeup and Monsters, and right now we're working on an animatronic class. When you guys are done with your tour of the museum, if you want to come back and check it out, we're doing puppetry and animatronics right now, but we do everything from prosthetic makeups to face painting to puppets and animatronics, the whole gamut of makeup effects.
I could like hang out with you all the time because I love this kind of stuff. Ever since when I was a kid, even in high school, when all my friends had comic books, I had Fangoria magazine.
Yeah.
I was totally into.
I have about every issue of Fangoria back there in our little library.
And if you guys don't know what Fangoria is, it's a special effects monster makeup fan kind of magazine. Really gory stuff in there, so it's not for the faint of heart, for sure. And what's happening in the future? What do you have? Do you have any plans for anything coming up or anything big? Or you just staying in house?
Well, this is big for us. So the amount of passion and pride that goes into the museum, the biggest things in the future are just refining it, adding to it, changing it, making it. We do make it bigger and expand it through. It's kind of like the Winchester Mystery House. It's changing all the time. And then we have a haunted house next door, the Fright Zone.
I was just about to ask you about that. Yeah, go ahead and tell us about that.
That is a seasonal good time. It's a walkthrough experience where, in that case, we do scare the hell out of people. Here, everybody thinks that the museum is a haunted house, but it is not a haunted house.
No.
It's an educational experience where the haunted house, the Fright Zone, is actually terrifying.
There you go. So if you're fans of monsters and masks and makeup and stuff, and like you said, history of the creatures in film and TV, that's a good place for this. It's not scary. It's not a haunted thing. No one's going to jump out at you over there. Those things are not alive.
There's nothing that moves in the museum, and it's for all walks of life. The biggest horror buff will get a kick out of it, and somebody who's completely unfamiliar or not even from this country and it doesn't really have. We have so much tourist traffic that we have a lot of elderly people that come through, and they're just very interested in the detail and the antidotes of the stories of who made this and how that was done.
Well, because you have a lot of classics.
Yeah.
You got stuff from way down, don't you?
And so it is. Like I said, it's an educational experience. We've had art classes come through here, and it's really a unique thing that we've done.
Wow.
If you build it, they will come. That's what I say.
That's fantastic, and we're lucky to get him today to do this because he's a really busy guy. Even though he is here in-house, he's got classes he's teaching. He's got lots of things he's working and running. So, again, Tom, thank you so much. We'll do the elbow bump thing here. Make sure you wear your masks. They are open. You're open 7 days a week?
7 days a week, 10 to 5 or 10 to 6. And yeah, of course, social distancing precautions. We have to wear masks and space your groups between each other.
Cool. And I'll leave links down below to your website. People can order. You can get tickets there and sign up for classes as well and find out what you got going on there. So great. So we're going to take a look at the museum and then swing back around to see that animatronics. That sounds so great. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Now let's go into the museum and check out these monsters.
You're a monster!
I can see the truth. No, you don't have to lie to me. Don't fill your head with things and think you're free. I can smell the fear. I think you made it clear. Yeah, I could be rude, be in the mood. I can be rotten. I could be cool, mind like a fool, but never forgotten. Creeping in the dark, waiting for you. Like what you see. Yeah, I feel like a monster, and I'm just here to haunt you. I've become your nightmare, slipping in your dreams. I'm the definition of the worst kind of mean. Yeah, I feel like a monster, and I'm just here to haunt you. I've become your nightmare, slipping in your dreams. I'm the definition of the worst kind of mean. Yeah, I feel like a monster. coming for you. I'm not heater on you. No, I'm just telling you the facts. Oh, these chains can keep me down. Yeah. I can be rude, be in the mood, I can be rotten. I can be cool, man, like a fool, but never forgotten. Creeping in the dark, waiting for you. Yeah, I feel like a monster, and I'm just here to haunt you. I've become your nightmare, slipping in your dreams. I'm the definition of the worst kind of mean. Yeah, I feel like a monster, and I'm just here to haunt you. I've become your nightmare, slipping in your dreams. I'm the definition of the worst kind of mean. Yeah, I feel like a...
You don't believe in monsters, do you?
Of course not.
I do.
See me change into something darker. Yeah, I feel like a monster, and I'm just here to haunt you. I've become your nightmare, slipping in your dreams. I'm the definition of the worst kind of mean. Yeah, I feel like a monster, and I'm just here to haunt you. I've become your nightmare, slipping in your dreams. I'm the definition of the worst kind of mean. Yeah, I feel like a monster.
But once you come out of the museum, if for some reason you've been holding it and you have to go to the bathroom, well, this coffin behind you, this is the bathroom. It's a great shop. Don't forget to come in there and shop and pick up some of these shirts. Got to buy a shirt for yourself and for someone else and their friends and your cousin and your brother and your sister. Get the shirts. Support the museum. Hey, now we get a chance to take a look at his actual studio. This is where he teaches all his makeup and stuff like that. So let's go take a look inside. Hey, Tom.
Yeah, come on
Good.
back.
Ready for us to come check out your studio?
It's a little bit of a mess. Watch your feet.
Okay. Yeah, watch my cameraman over here, Chris. Watch your feet in
Yeah.
there. So what do you got going on in these places?
So
here?
basically, we have a working shop, which is also serves as the Academy of Makeup and Monsters. Here we do workshops on everything from hair work, bald caps, general character makeup, heavy prosthetics, silicone, and then of course puppetry and animatronics.
Love it.
So right now we're in the middle of a puppetry and animatronic class. This is my student Julia. She created this puppet. It is a hand puppet that she had made for the program. This is also one of her full head masks and her front of the face mask.
Wow.
And then,
Now, do the students come up with their own ideas, or do you help them with that? How do
of course, they're totally. I'm on their time. So if
Okay.
they have an idea, we make what they're thinking.
Okay.
There is a curriculum that we follow, so they have to stay within guidelines. That way, everything works out in the end, both
Okay.
budgetary and time schedule. But for the most part, more is more, and we go big and bad.
Well, because there's probably a process to this. You can't say, okay, I want to make a monster, let's do it. Well, you have to
and
know the
that's
basics.
why we'll walk them through the courses. So we start usually with like character or whatnot, and then move into the heavy prosthetics. And once you realize the confines of what we're working with, then it really clicks right off the bat. So basically, I tell them this week we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with 3 ideas. We'll choose which one will work for what we're doing.
Okay.
And they do all their own sketch art and stuff. And the crazy thing is, like with this mask here,
That's a real mask. That's a real latex.
Yep, that's a latex
wearable.
mask. And she had done the sketch art, and the sculpture, and I totally saw this completely different color scheme. I thought it was going to be like neon, gross out colors, and then she's like, no, it's black and white. And I was like, okay, let's see that. And it came out really cool.
That's cool. So they can come up with a good finished wearable mask product.
Oh yeah, of course. So, and part of the masks is we urge them to sell them online. That's why we stay away from copyright characters. It is their own creation, but we urge them to sell these masks online on Etsy, eBay, whatever the avenues are.
Well, once they make like the mold or whatever, can they make multiples of that?
Oh, she can make 150 of those masks.
Okay, so there's not just like the one and gun and you're done.
They keep all their molds. They keep all their product. It's all theirs. This is Julia here, and she's been with me now for about 3 months, 2 months, 3 months.
Hi, Julia. Is it okay to be on camera?
She's taking every workshop we offer. Oh, nice. So right now we're in the midst of puppetry and animatronics.
Okay.
And if you see,
can you get that?
This is a fully remote control character, and she sculpted it, ran the foam, we just built the animatronics just now. Mm-hmm. So it'll be able to talk and move and do, hey, come explore Las Vegas. Come to the Monster Museum. Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. Shameless self-plug.
Nice, we're going to use that. Did you get that? Yeah. It's good? Okay.
So, yeah, and there's a mouthpiece that's going to go on here, and she's painting the foam right now, so we'll get it all finished up, and then she'll have a cool character. And we do, within the haunted house, we have many sets built, so we'll go over and film her demo reel there with the puppets and the animatronics. Any makeups that we put on, we get photos, we do video elements, so we'll go do a nice 4K shoot as if it were in a movie or a commercial or whatever. So when they leave me, they're not out there going, well, I'm an aspiring effects artist. No, they leave here and they are an effects artist. They have a portfolio. They have, Julia's already worked on a major movie with me called Time's Up, a horror film that we shot in Maine, and she's got IMDb credits from that. And you know, we consider this academy like a sweaty boxing gym that gets people ready to go work, rather than a bells and whistles kind of.
I just want to do it as a hobby.
Fitness,
I'm just an artist. I just want a hobbyist. Yeah. No, you want to do this, right? Is that what you want to do? Yeah. You want to do this stuff?
She does it.
You're doing it.
She's created several characters of her own. She's definitely defined her style, and it's very cool. And we did all this week basically. Did we start sculpting on Monday or no? Yeah.
So from the sculpting to the mask part to the whole inside
to the full everything in one week.
Wow.
And then next week we start what's called advanced mask making, where we'll do a silicone over the head mask, like full character, like you see, like that alien or some of the stuff you see within here. Yeah.
Oh man.
And Waleed's over here. He's working on a film right now for Full Moon Studios. This is
hey, hi.
Waleed's one of my proteges, and even though I'm instructing classes, this is still a working shop. So we always have work going on, and he's working on a movie called Gingerweed Man. It's these little puppet. It's one guy, but there's several of them for different shot purposes. Like that's a hero rod puppet, and that's a stunt puppet.
Okay.
And yeah, we've got the ginger bike that he's building.
Nice.
Remote control, like motorized, so it'll actually be able to drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you said, you're a working studio. So if somebody wants to hire you to do their stuff on their film, they can still do that.
They certainly can try.
They can try.
Depending on the project, depending on the budget. A lot of times my guys, the people I've trained up, they're looking for a career where, not that I'm not looking, I have one. So it's, I'm very choosy about what I work on still, but they are first in the running. Somebody calls me and I say, oh, of course, and then I give it to these guys.
There you go. So you know people that can do what they were looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, and even like Waleed is a super skilled comic book artist, pop artist, I would say. Not even comic book, but just painter, drawing.
Okay.
So I get people that call me and they're like, oh, we're real interested in this or that and this. And I'm like, you know what? I don't do kids books. Why don't you talk to my buddy? And then he'll get the opportunity to do. He's done some freaking cool cover art and kids books and a lot of stuff. So anybody that sees the museum and comes in, they're like, "You're great at what you do." And I'm like, "Okay, but these guys are better maybe in some areas than I am."
That's
you
good.
know. So I'll share the wealth.
Share the wealth. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
This is our dirty old mold room, and
Oh,
this
yeah,
is where we
clay
make
everywhere, huh?
everything that's dirty. This is where
That's
we
tight.
make it. All of our molds, and you know, we've got full ventilation in here, so that's really helpful.
Now I've seen a lot of. I come from again acting, mostly acting, but also I love the special effects and stuff. And I've seen actors get their faces molded for that. I am petrified to do that.
Why?
Claustrophobia.
Oh,
I can't breathe. I mean, they block it off.
It's
your
all
nose.
a myth. We don't block anything off, and I just
Hold your breath for 10 minutes. What? No.
not at all. It's super relaxing. It's like going to a spa and getting a mud mask.
Is it okay?
The myth that you hear people on Leno talking about, oh, there's straws in their nose and it was plasters hardening up. None of that is actual. That's people embellishing their experience so they sound like they struggled. It's really I've
just
done
an unknown fear, I think,
over
for me.
2,000 life casts. I've had 3 people who were actually claustrophobic, who actually could not sit through a life cast.
Yeah.
And but I mean, we do them all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a line of them up here.
Yeah, no, I
From
see that. I
previous work.
guess it's just the fear of the unknown because I've
Yeah.
never done
No,
that.
it's really easy. You breathe it in your
We're
nose.
losing batteries. Wrap it up real fast.
If you're not comfortable breathing in your nose, you breathe out of your mouth, and you're fine.
Just
Yeah.
relax. Cool. Well, thanks again,
Yeah,
man. I
man.
appreciate hearing the elbow bump for safety and stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Wow, that was so awesome. What did you guys think of that? You guys like monsters? You got to come down here and take a look at it. Even if you don't like monsters, it's a great place to go to get off the strip. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button for more adventures and exploration in Las Vegas. I do appreciate it very, very much. Remember, life is short, so live it and travel more. And when you come to Vegas,
What are you waiting for? Come on over. For a small
See?
fee,
just what he
Zoltar
says.
will give you a
Zoltar,
wealth
Zoltar.
of wisdom.
Let's do it. All right, see you guys. Bye.